Welcome to Maeder and Friends. We say that you're too scared to post. No filtered minds, no unspoken thoughts. Dude, Lil Tay, who became famous in around 2018, I think she was 9 or 10, around that. She became famous for Instagram and YouTube videos where she bragged about wealth, designer brands, luxury cars, and then, declared herself the youngest flexer of the century, right? Which is insane. Now, her content was, she was young. So it was managed by her older half brother, Jason, apparently, I think his name, and then her mother, Angela. Now, remember, there was criticism over the ethics of child performing such content. Anyway, she turned 18 recently. And what did she do with turning 18? She's generated about $486,000 from messages, and then $511,000 from subscriptions, and then about $26,700 in tips, breaking platform records on flipping Onlyfans. What's disgusting is, she advertised this, and then people, I can't even get this out. So she advertised this, obviously had it all ready before she was 18. So she took pictures of herself underage, ready to post, and then uploaded it and OnlyFans, and then broke records. And she's happy about this. I can't understand, and this makes me so sick, how she and a lot of women use disgusting stuff like this as a bragging right. And now she was posting like, oh, it's just going to be out for 24 hours. Nope, it's on the internet. It's leaked everywhere. You have now ruined your life. It honestly sickens me what this world is coming to. What, you're happy now because you broke a record for selling yourself. And I guarantee she probably doesn't even say it's prostitution, but this is a form of prostitution. Flipping disgusting. And you literally just turned... Oh, there's so many complications with this, man. Dude, and there were pre-orders from 2018. So she was about 11. What the actual heck? What is wrong with people? What is wrong with platforms like this? Why do people say it's women empowerment? What?
Right. So, Lil Tay, I'm gonna be honest, less than 24 hours ago, I had never heard of this person before in my life. Not even a little bit. It's literally just because of this OnlyFans boom that she's having that I've actually became made aware of this person. So I've spent a little bit of time trying to educate myself as to what it is that's going on with this person and who they are and why they're relevant. Full disclaimer, I don't know everything, not every deep, dark detail about this. Everything I know is pretty surface level, and I'll get into my opinion after I lay down this little groundwork for myself. So yeah, like you mentioned, she's a content creator. She was a child star. Now I will insert this very quickly. I do not approve or like any form of child stardom, period. I hate it. Children should not be exposed to this kind of thing. And 100% of the time, it's the parents that are abusing their child in order to make this content, right? Full disclaimer, I am against child stardom, period. So like you mentioned, she has a channel managed by her brother and mother. Apparently, I know that there was a little bit of controversy between the mother and the father over child custody at some point. And I believe she ended up going with the dad for a time. And then there was this whole thing about she revealed what all these horrible things her dad did to her. And apparently her mother and brother faked her death. I think it was in 2023 to kind of get her relevant again. To this day, as of right now, I do not know whether or not she's still in contact or even a positive relationship with her parents. I know the dad recently made a statement about how he's proud of her and she's 18 now. She can do whatever she wants and he can't say anything and blah, blah, blah. Basically trying to get in the good books to get a quick buck out of her maybe at some point. But with that being said, I think that it is horrendously disgusting that she has now taken towards making OnlyFans content. I've said this before, probably on this channel, but I've said it before in life. I have no respect for anybody that makes sexual content that sells themselves and effectively takes advantage of people's mental illness. Because let's be honest, consuming OnlyFans content is a mental illness, right? Especially since the stuff's for free somewhere else. But if you are going out of your way to pay somebody for can't believe it's actually not, you have a mental illness. But porn's effect on society aside, that's an entirely different conversation. I think that based on what I've seen, and this is just common knowledge if you know anything about the entertainment industry, child actors or child influencers or child stars, they're always kind of groomed to be a product for constant money making, right? Parents, they use their kids in order to make constant money. There's lots of YouTube channels on the internet right now that gets normalized for putting kids in front of a camera and having them do stuff, and the parents is filming them. And we actually saw, I believe PewDiePie made a video on this not too long ago about another child star that he had problems with because the child's just trying to be a kid and the parents are trying to pigeonlock the child into doing specific things that they want him to do. And so it kind of shows that when you have a child that's a star online, the amount of control that the parents have over that child, it's almost as if they treat the child like an inanimate object that's just meant to make them money. And it's sickening. And I think that Lil Tay is a victim of being groomed by her parents and audiences to eventually become who she is right now. I mean, her brother and her mother encouraged her to make that horrible kid content of her boasting about her riches and her well-being, her standard of life being so much higher than the average man or woman. So, I mean, they set her up to become this. I don't know if they're still in contact. I don't think they are. I'm pretty sure she manages herself now, but for her to go through and suddenly create OnlyFans content now, I'm sorry, like they're all just pieces of shit, straight up. They are just pieces of absolute garbage. And I feel bad for Lil Tay because Lil Tay, I'm pretty sure as a kid, as a 9-year-old kid, she didn't choose this life, right? This life of being a figurehead for success and boasting success for her family, right? I'm pretty sure she didn't choose this life, but I mean, she's actively engaging in it, and if not just engaging with it, she's actively making her image worse with her decisions and actions. And she's now 18. She's now a legal adult. And as far as I'm aware, she's in complete control over the content that she makes now. Safe to say, she's not being influenced to make this OnlyFans content. Pretty sure she's just doing it because it's easy money, right? So my thoughts on it with the surface level knowledge that I have is I feel bad for her. I hope that she, at some point tries to get some help. I'm pretty sure she's got some underlying issues based on the couple of shorts I've seen of her. She's got a lot of issues that she needs help with. And I hope that she takes accountability for her actions and her decisions that she's made. And I hope the parents get their comeuppance. I hope that they get what they deserve. I think it's terrible what they've done to their child. Absolutely terrible. And the brother as well. They essentially groomed a little girl to be a tool for the internet, for strangers. So those are my thoughts on that. Now, on to the discussion about the consumer, right? Because I think that the consumer is just as, if not more, at fault than the content creators, because the consumers are the one that incentivizes this behavior. So the consumers themselves, and just to throw them a little bone, I don't think when she said pre-ordered since 2018, I don't think she meant literally like people were saying to make an OnlyFans account. There most likely was. There are a lot of pedophiles in the world, but I think she mostly said that as a joke, as in to say like the people that's been watching her content since 2018, you guys are all pre-ordered for what will eventually become her content. I feel like that's what she meant. not literally, but it's such a wild thing to say. Like, it's such a horrendously wild thing to say, and it opens up a lot of insinuations that like people will come to that conclusion very quickly. And so, just to throw some of the guys a bone there, whoever was dumb enough to pay for her OnlyFans, she's not even really that attractive. So I have no idea why people would throw money at that. So that's just my opinion, right? I actually don't think she's very attractive at all. I can't really. I looked at a couple of pictures of her, not from the OnlyFans. I mean, like just on the internet and YouTube, and I've seen a couple of shorts of her, and I'm just thinking to myself, it's not very cute at all. But different strokes for different folks. Regardless, the fact that she's incredibly proud of this accomplishment, to be proud of how successful you were at scamming people with I can't believe it's not, especially since you can get better stuff for free. The fact that she's so proud of it was hilarious to me. It's like being proud, publicly proud of scamming your audience. This is Logan Paul level bullshit, honestly. It's so hilarious. So I don't know. I don't know what the world is coming to, really. And it's quite shocking. I know a lot of guys have that fantasy of, when a girl's freshly 18, right? So, ooh, look at that. Fresh fruit from the tree kind of shit. A lot of guys fantasize about that stuff. A lot of guys get, they're not really pedophiles. They just like the idea of this girl is like fresh on the shelf. Like it's a fucking loaf of bread that just came out the oven type shit, right? But one of the reasons why I'm so against child stars is because there are a lot of, I almost swore, almost cursed. There are a lot of effing weirdos out there online that's going to take this shit and run away with it. And you know what's actually a scary thought is the fact that her parents, while I don't know if they were doing business together or not, they seem openly supportive and almost as if they encourage her to go through with this. And I mean, as parents, why would you encourage your child to sell herself online? Because you're right, it's blatant prostitution. You are selling your body for sexual purposes. It is prostitution. What is this world coming to? And you know what the scary part is? Even if her parents hadn't have encouraged her and stood behind her for doing this, she's not the only young girl that thinks OnlyFans is, number one, easy to make money off of, and number two, that taking control over your body and selling it on your terms somehow is equivalent to being an empowered woman. That doesn't make sense. So you hate it when men objectify women, but if you objectify women, then it's fine. This, along with so many other things in the world, it's this double standard mentality. It's not okay when you do it, it's okay when I do it. Rules for thee, but not for me. It is one of the things that I will never, ever grasp in this world. Like, how can people think that we're going to make any kind of progress when you have this mentality of thinking it's okay for me to do things, but it's not okay for you to do things? Because if you do them, you're this A, B, C, D, all letters in the alphabet, whatever is kind of words that they want to throw out on Twitter nowadays. That's not progression. It really not. And I hate this mentality that they're spreading now, that if you're not doing A, B, and C, whatever you want, then you are not a strong, independent woman. You are not empowered. You are missing out. It's leading so many other kids down this path of self-destruction. In the previous video, we spoke about how corporations exploit young people with underage gambling. And this is how society exploits young people, by creating toxic, woke, backward thinkers. Because here's the reality of what happens to 99% of women that go to OnlyFans, right? They go onto OnlyFans, they post pictures of themselves, videos. They don't make any money. They get depressed, and then they want to off themselves. They have tons of regrets, and that shit's on the internet forever. Her stuff's already leaked. It was leaked within minutes of her going live. Her life's ruined. Once something's online, you can never take it off. And I hate this precedent that they're setting now for young people, because I'm pretty sure a lot of young people watched Little Tay and they thought to themselves, wow, I want to be just like her. I want to be like that too. And now all those people, all those little kids that watched her, we're not counting the pedophiles here, all those little kids that watched her before, they're now 18, 17, 16, 19, around about that age. They're gonna do this shit too. And they don't know that they are straight up effing themselves by making this decision. 99% of people on OnlyFans don't make money like that. I would say maybe even a higher percentage. It is so rare. And it is literally because Lil Tay had since 2018 to create an existing viewer base of people because of how controversially snobby and out of tune she was. Where she had that boss girl energy, the term they like throwing around, boss girl, artificial strength, artificial sweetener in your coffee for the morning, why don't you? People are gonna try that. Somehow the youth, this generation, is gonna get worse than what it already is, because people normalize this shit.
We've seen multiple occasions in the past where parents would go and groom their kids and then live through their kids and use them for money, exploit them. And it's detrimental in the long run. It's not good at all. And I just can't stand guardians that do that, parents that do that. Thing is, it happens a lot where children or the younger, let's just say the youth, become so famous and they can't handle it and then end up fading later on in life, whether it's drugs, overdose, there's a lot of things. And it comes down to the parents at the start of it, because some things are not supposed to be or not supposed to happen at a younger age. And the thing is with OnlyFans, it's problem with OnlyFans is that it's seen as normal nowadays. It's not seen as prostitution, which honestly I can't fathom it. And the crazy thing is, I'm scared that we're going to get to a point where you ask a kid what they want to be one day. And instead of, like nowadays they say a YouTuber, TikToker, influencer. I'm scared that we get to a point where a kid answers back and says they want to be an OnlyFans model because they've been groomed into thinking that OnlyFans is a type of modeling, which is what is labeled nowadays. And a lot of people think that's what it is. But no. I'm actually looking forward to the day where OnlyFans gets what it's coming to them as a company, stops this bullshit prostitution that's labeled as models. Such flipping rubbish, man. And the thing is, now this is a start with Lil Tay. This is the start for something serious going forward, because now imagine making $1 million in 24 hours. I mean, it was less than 24 hours, but imagine making $1 million in 24 hours. You just turned 18. So now, why are people, me and the youth, now going to go into a different career where they have to work years and years and years to potentially get to that million, right? When they can look at Lil Tay and think, you know what, I'm going to do that. I'm going to become a model. Then I can get this. It's bad, dude. And this is now the start, what she's done. And the thing is, going forward, whether she has kids, this is Lil Tay now, but it's to anyone that does this through OnlyFans or exploits themselves. If you're going to have kids, if you're going to settle down one day, if you're going to do whatever, the thing is, everyone's going to know what your history is. That's the problem. You will be treated differently. And to be honest, I don't think that is going to sit well with a person's brain mentally. So there could be drugs coming involved. There could be a suicide. There could be body harm, all of this stuff, because no one's going to know you for what your actual name is. Everyone's going to know, oh yeah, she's the one that did this. She's the one that did that. He's the one that did this. He's the one that did that. Because it goes out to men as well, not just women. which is bad. It's honestly bad, and I'm scared to see what the future is going to be. And it's scary. At the same time, why is this getting normalized? Why do people say, yes, do it? Lotte posted a tweet a while back saying if she should do it, yes or no. And I think 33% said yes to the OnlyFans. Why are you enabling it? Why are Lotte's case? Why are women saying, you go, girl? Well done. It's bad, dude. It's so bad how things that are just really, really wrong and damaging get promoted and get empowered.
Man, you hit the nail on the head right there. Parents that try to use their kids as these conduits for them to live their dreams because they couldn't when they had a chance. I absolutely hate it so much. Parents living their dreams through their kids, forcing their ideals, their dreams, their desires on their kids to accomplish. It sucks so much. Might make an interesting plot in a movie or a TV series, but seeing that shit applied in real life just is so cringe, man. It's so cringe. And I think that overall, Lil Tay is going to just be this example of something that's very tragic because she is now in full swing. She is on the path to her own destruction. And I wouldn't be surprised if a couple years from now, we're going to start seeing some shit blow up about her feeling a certain way. Look at Bonnie Blue, chick that took on 1,000 guys in one day, trying to get this world record shit. Just look at her. She looks depressed. She looks like she hates herself. And I'm not gonna lie, you know, I could see Lil Tay going down that same route. It's truly tragic. She's a byproduct of adults speaking in a room, her not being in the room where it happens or where the talks are being had about her life, and decisions were made for her that's put her on this path. She's basically character assassinating herself. And yeah, like, people normalize it. People pay money. People praise her for it. People are actively praising self-assassination, character assassination. It's truly horrible. It's truly tragic. If I were to think of myself as a parent, I would never want anything like that for my kid. Not because I want to, not because I'm trying to restrain their freedom. That's not the case. But because as a parent, you want your kid to live a fulfilling life. And I'm sorry, you can't convince me otherwise. Being an OnlyFans model, that's not fulfilling. It's not even something most women can say they proudly do. They want to sugarcoat it and call themselves being a model. I mean, like you said, it's just straight up prostitution. There's nothing, these corporations label it as being a model. It's not. I don't know what's going to happen. The world is in a really weird spot right now where the internet's trying to censor stuff, and yet they still blatantly allow shit like this. OnlyFans, I think OnlyFans should be sued, to be honest, because they were promoting child porn on their platform. Straight up. She was not the legal age of 18 when she posted a lot of those things. OnlyFans should get sued.
Hey, I think you're giving us a business idea. But in all seriousness, I really hope that Lotte and anyone else in the future ends up being well and doesn't end up going down, really, really dark path.